What's cracking, cousin? It's your favorite cousin, Ken here at the Lighthouse ATL. This is the Divine Feminine headquarters, and yes, this is your favorite cousin, Ken from the YouTube channel, Can Be the Light. I know many of you are like, Ken, where you been? What's been going on? Well, I took 3 years off from work to work on myself. So no relationship, no job, no business, no nothing. Just strictly working on myself. And I have been guided to come back and help a powerful community of women that are deciding to do the same thing. No longer working hard, releasing all toxicity from your life, and connecting to your true divine feminine identity. I will be here every week, every Monday, with spiritual guidance for you ladies. I'm so excited to work with you, and congratulations to the new you. Hey cousin, what's cracking? It's your favorite cousin Ken here at the Lighthouse ATM. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about the divine feminine. So, of course, there's a lot of talk about divine feminine, divine masculine. All of my cousins from back in the day, you know what I'm saying? My A1s since day one. Y'all already know how it is. We got on this path because we all believed that at that time, years ago, at least 3 years ago, we thought that we were dealing with our divine masculine. So a lot of us were getting readings and we wanted to know, what was going on with this man that came into our life or that we were dealing with at the time. That seemed like he was just a dream come true. But now most of us are at the awareness that now we know that was just a soulmate. All right, that was a soulmate or a cellmate or whatever you want to call them. It was a lesson, and it was definitely a blessing, which we know spirit is the only blessing. So spirit basically led us all to this path of spirituality through the twin flame or alleged twin flame relationship. And I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't exist, because I do believe that twin flames exist, but they're not very common. Okay, so the twin flames are two people, a divine masculine and a divine feminine, who come together, and basically they come to raise the vibration of the planet. It's God here on earth, because it's time. It's just the time that we live in right now. It's time for us to awaken. It's time for us to grow. It's time for us to evolve. And those who hear the call, they will hear it. Just like, the Bible teaches us that those who have ears, they'll hear. And those who know what it is, and those who don't, you don't. And that's okay, because we're all at different levels. But baby, when it comes to the divine feminine, listen, the divine feminine is a woman that is developed. This is a woman who is very focused. She is centered and she is grounded and connected to spirit. The number one thing you have to know about a divine feminine is that she is spiritually connected. So she's been through all of the initiation. She's been through the manifestation stage of getting everything her way and learning her powers and her magic. She's been through the stage of connecting to her spirit guides and ancestors and all of her crew on the other side. And she's been through that stage, and she's been through the relationships, the ups, the downs, learning all the lessons that are necessary in order for her to develop to a certain point. I believe that we all are always evolving. It doesn't matter if you are masculine or feminine, but we all are always evolving and learning the balance between the masculine and the feminine within us all, because we both have masculine and feminine within us. So the divine feminine, her lesson was to learn how to become more feminine. A lot of divine feminines had an issue with being the divine masculine. Okay, energetically the divine feminine was very much masculine. So these women are the ones that are always working, always making decisions. Yes, because even making too many decisions is very masculine. I know that a lot of women don't want to hear that, but it's true. Back in the day, a lot of women, they didn't make a lot of decisions, and it's not a bad thing. Now, of course, we know that the men, they definitely abused their power when it came to that. But if done properly, I think it's a very good thing for a man to make decisions for his family and for his woman as well, sometimes. Now, the divine feminine was forced to be the divine masculine. And I'm just going to put that out there too, because we all know, especially people who grew up in the 90s like me, or in the 80s, or whenever you grew up, we saw our mothers go through HELL with the men folk, and it's just what it is. So the divine feminine, she's like, listen, I'm not about to deal with that before I end up on drugs, before my children end up in the house without lights, gas, and water and food. Baby, I'm gonna put this man out on the street, and I'm gonna take these kids, and I'm gonna make it happen for us. And that's exactly what women did. Kicked the man out to the curb and started making it happen. So our generation, the women of this generation, we are very independent, but it's because we saw so much growing up, especially like growing up through that crack era. Listen, a lot of us watched our mothers be abused. We watched the men go completely crazy, and it's not their fault. We're not going to blame the men, because we all know that we have all been placed in this horrible condition that we have been placed in. But, you know, the fact is just what it is. So when you grow up and you see, you know, so much trauma and drama and all these other things going on in your household and stuff like that, it's like, no, you get older and you say, no, that's not going to happen to me. So a lot of women have decided to pick up that torch and carry it, and have been doing a very good job. But I will stand up and say, as a divine feminine at the Lighthouse ATL, which is the Divine Feminine headquarters, I will say that most women do not want to carry that torch. Most women do not want to work hard. It's just that we don't have a choice, and it's just what it is. You know, either you sink or you swim. So a lot of women are like, listen, me and my children, we gonna have it all, baby. The kids got everything. They eating too much. They got too much, and everything is straight. You know, that means, listen, even if we got to put them hard hours in and work, or we got to start a business or 2 or 3 or whatever it is we got to do, we make it happen. But that hasn't worked for us. It hasn't worked for us, because even though we have provided for ourselves and we have been taking care of our children, we know that most of our children are not necessarily being developed. They are more like, you know, just existing. They don't have the proper nurturing that a divine feminine will give to a child, because a lot of mothers are at work, you know, whether it's in a business or on a job or whatever it is. So our children are growing up, and they're not really having a mother with that feminine energy, because the mother has to take on that masculine role. So I told y'all in a video last week that, listen, that time is over. Okay, the time for us working hard and putting in that hard work and doing all that, that's over. Because everything has to be balanced. Like, it just has to be restored. And this is what Spirit is doing. So the man has to rise up. He has to take accountability, which means he can't be laying down, whining, crying all the time, talking about what he can't do with, you know, that whole sleepy spell on the men. That's over. Okay. So a lot of the men are starting to become more self-aware. They are starting to raise up. They are starting to become more masculine. And you don't need a direction from another man to teach you how to be a masculine. A lot of men are learning that, even if you have a man in your life, what you learn about being masculine, you learn that from your creator. And feminine women is the same thing. What we learn about being feminine, we learn that from our creator. Who better to teach us how to be feminine or masculine than the one that created us? So women, baby, it's our time to rest. I'm just letting you know. And I'm going to tell you, as a divine feminine myself, it is a struggle. It is a struggle to rest after you have spent many, many years working hard, thinking hard, trying to figure it out, trying to work it out and do everything on your own. It is a struggle. I'll even say it's a fight. It is a fight. But I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to box with spirit, baby. What they say, your arms is too short to box with God. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I'm going to tell you, God will knock you out. You'll be knocked out, baby. I told you, once things start shaking up in your life, we're not going to blame it on negative forces and evil forces and all of that. Nope. If they have to come in, you know they step in when it's time to. And if it is what it is, listen, if you got to sit down, that means that a lot of women are starting to get sick. A lot of women are starting to lose jobs, and business is not going the same. Some women are getting pregnant, getting divorced. It's all kind of things that are happening in women's lives, because God is saying, listen, I need your undivided attention. You're praying and you're asking for certain things, but you have to be coachable. You have to listen. You have to get out of the driver's seat so that you can learn how to be the woman that you were created to be. So it's just our time. So the divine feminine is a woman who is listening to spirit. You're listening. You're not fighting anymore. You're not trying to do all of the hard work and heavy lifting anymore. You're not blaming mama and daddy for what they did or what they didn't do. You're not blaming your ex for what he did or what he didn't do, because you understand that everything is necessary for your development. So as a divine feminine, we are not crying and whining about the past. We take all of it as a learning experience and we use that. We become powerful, because I love how, sidebar, I love how Dr. Sonia talks about the powerful woman. She says that there's a lot of strong women in the world. Like, our mothers were strong. They endured a lot of abuse. They endured so much. And our grandmothers, they were strong. A lot of them were strong. So they had to go through so much and they just made it. They survived. And that's a strong person. But a powerful woman is someone who takes all of the abuse, all of the suffering, everything that you have been through, and you learn how to transmute that energy. That's why I say, listen, baby, I don't care at what phase I'm in my life. I'm going to use everything I got. I don't care the worst case scenario, because I done been through a whole lot. I'm going to use it all. I'm using it all for my good. And if somebody even think about sending me any negative energy, for all the witchy poos out there, because a witch is just a woman who's unhealed. That's what she is. All those witches out there that want to send that negative energy, baby, Can ain't returning nothing to no sender. I promise you I'm not. I'm not returning nothing to no sender. I'm going to keep it all for myself, because all it's going to do is make me better. I love it. 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 And when you get to that point in the game, listen, you are powerful. You are powerful when you can take what you have been through and that makes you better. Oh my God. Listen, I know y'all out there. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's taking negative experiences and negative energy, like Mother Earth takes in the negative energy and creates all the positive energy for us. I know that I'm not the only one that's connected to Mama doing the same thing. And I want to connect with y'all, okay? All of you ladies out there that are transmuting this energy, you're standing up, you're rising up, you're not doing the things that you used to do, you're learning from your experiences, you're not judging yourself, but you're learning and growing and developing. I want to connect with y'all. I ain't too much worried about connecting to the millionaires, the billionaires, and gazillionaires of the world. I have no desire to connect to people like that. Not to say that, they're not important, because everybody's important. But for me, listen, I want to connect with you spiritual women, because I know where the power is. I know it is, because listen, you don't need a dime. You don't need a dime when you get on this level, baby. You can just make it happen. I'm telling you, things start to move around in your favor. I'm telling you. I want every woman to experience what it feels like to no longer work hard. And when Spirit put it on my heart to create the Lighthouse ATL, I was still living in Kansas City. And I was still developing myself. At the time, I still was reading tarot, and that's how I learned how to divinate and connect to the spiritual realm. And I was going through a breakup and all kind of different transitions. And my ex passed, and it was just a lot. But I learned, I had to learn. And when I was told, because I'll say I was told to come to Atlanta. It's not like I decided that one day, I want to move to Atlanta. That's a good idea. No, Spirit told me, this is where you need to go. You need to move to Atlanta. Because I was going to open up the Lighthouse in Kansas City. But then once I start looking around, trying to find a place and all that, Spirit's like, no, this is not it. You need to move to Atlanta. So I literally threw everything I owned in the trash, everything, and moved to Atlanta. And I thought that I was going to move here and open up a store, like the Lighthouse was going to be a store. But when I tell you, this vision is unfolding every time I cleanse and heal and evolve as a person, I get more and more information about what it is that I'm creating for us. And I'm telling you, it is beautiful, it is powerful, and there are so many millions of women that are going to be healed because of this Lighthouse for many generations, because it's just time. And I just want every woman to experience this peace. But it's scary. You got to have that scary faith, man. Because when I moved here, I didn't have family or nobody to call on, to talk to. Like, you have to believe in something that you don't even see. You have to know something that you don't even really know. You just got to move on it. And the more you keep doing that, the more you'll recognize that Spirit, the power, the God of all, is just guiding you literally towards your purpose and what you're called to do. And you're no longer in the driver's seat. You get out of the driver's seat and you hop in the back. You know what I'm saying? And you just get chauffeured around. Like, Spirit is telling you, look, this is what you need to do. And life is so much different. Like, I'm telling you, you don't have to work hard. You don't got to worry about what you going to eat, how you going to pay for groceries, how you going to pay your mortgage, your rent, your car note, how you going to take care of the children, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And I just wish, like, my mom and my aunts and like every woman that I know, my sisters, like, I just wish that they knew what I know. Like, I just wish I could just give it to you, but I can't, I cannot give it to you or give it to them, because the thing is, you have to be willing to put in that work. You do. You have to be willing to say, okay, not my will, but your will be done. You have to be willing to say that. And even when it doesn't make sense, like me not working and having children and deciding to leave a job that I was on and not working a job anymore, that was scary. I was like, what? Like, what am I supposed to do to take care of my children? I just left my ex, so I don't have his support no more. I don't have the job no more, and I'm just supposed to believe that things are going to work out. But it did. It worked out, and it was better than I expected. My goal was only to make $5,000 a month. That was my thing. I said, if I could just make $5,000 a month, I'll be straight. Baby, when I tell you, when I took that first step, I'm telling you, I took that step and I decided that I was not going to work anymore. And I put my 2 weeks notice in. I told y'all this story before. So my last day of working was March the 25th, 2019. Baby, I cried walking to the car. All right. Because I did not know how I was going to take care of my children. But what I did have was a tax return. And I had that tax return. I said, okay, I'm just going to save this. I'm going to hold this because I know I'll have a few months worth of, living expenses. So I'll be straight just in case. But when I tell you that $5,000 tax return, it doubled. I'm telling you, tripled. Like, I never made less than $5,000 after that move. And it was crazy how fast things started working because I was working on a job. I was flipping houses. I was a life insurance agent. I did so many different things, but it was not until I just gave all of that up and went all in on my channel. Now, I'm not telling you to go this route. I'm telling you what route I was supposed to take. You know what route you're supposed to be taking. And this is just another sidebar. If you're afraid to let go of family, if you're afraid to let go of a job, if you're afraid to let go of a man, if you're afraid to let go of a child or whatever it is that you got to let go of, I'm just going to tell you straight up, you're not going to be able to get to your next level. It's just what it is. We cannot hold on to the way that we've been doing it and then pray and ask God to make it work for us. No, it's not going to happen. I'm just letting you know that right now. And I know that in church, a lot of us were taught that, Jesus is just going to take the wheel and make everything work out. But how has that been working? Has that been working? It's not. It's not the way it works. Jesus is not going to take the wheel and make things right in your life. No. You have to do that. You have to be responsible for your actions, what you do and what you don't do. We are grown-ups now. We are grown women now. The divine feminine is a grown woman, which means that she moves and she has clarity about what she's doing. When we were young and in our 20s, we didn't know certain things, so we just did whatever, So, that's expected when you're in your 20s and when you're young. But when you get older and you know what spirit is guiding you to do, you know what to do. That's why I always say, people say, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. You know exactly what to do. If I was to ask you right now, what is one thing that you know you should be doing or that you need to stop doing? You would automatically know what it is that you need to do. You would be able to answer that question. So just start doing it. And you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to completely do it all in one day, but you do need to have a plan. Like how I told you, I just set a date. I set the date for March the 25th, and I did that maybe around this time, February. So I set that date, or the beginning of March or whatever, and I set that date and I just did it. Sometimes you just gotta jump. You just gotta go for it. And everybody thought I was crazy, just like everybody thought I was crazy for leaving my ex when he was a so-called good man. Listen, don't let nobody tell you what's best for you. You got to do what you got to do for you, because if you want to reach that divine feminine status, the divine feminine, baby, she's a cold piece of work. I'm trying to tell you. I don't care what nobody tell you about this soft life. Forget that. Throw it out the window. It ain't nothing about no soft life, because ain't nothing soft about no divine feminine. I'm going to tell you that right now. She's thorough. She's cutthroat. And I'm telling you, she has no remorse for nobody. It's all about her purpose. It's all about the source, her connection to the creator and what she's guided to do over everything, over the children, over the man, over the job, over the business, over every decision she makes. So when we talking about divine feminines, baby, they ain't scared. What do you say? Don't be scared. They're not scared. And even if the divine feminine is afraid, she's going to do it anyway, because there's no way that she can be connected to the source and go against the source. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. There's no way that she can go out and face Mother Nature and go into nature knowing that the Father told her to do something that she hasn't done yet. It ain't going to be a way that you can ground in that energy. You can't do it. You have to be in sync. You have to be one with not only Father Spirit, but also Mother Nature, so that you can be guided to do what it is that you need to do. The divine feminine is someone who knows herself. She knows what she likes, so she doesn't betray herself. She no longer betrays herself. We've been through that. So the divine feminine said, no, if this don't work for me, it's a no. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care if my mama don't like it. I don't care if my daddy don't like it. It ain't about what y'all like. You lose all of that five sensory connection to things and people and emotions and stuff like that here on this realm. And some people may call you cold, but it's not even that you're cold, because you're very nurturing, but you do everything for righteousness' sake. You do everything for the good of all. It's not even about you. The divine feminine does what's best for everybody. So it's not easy. It's not easy being a divine feminine. I'm telling you now. The divine feminine is not, listen, she's not out here with these men because she knows what she possesses. She can't give it to everybody. She can't give it to nobody, as a matter of fact. Because I know a lot of you women out there, listen, y'all be sitting, okay? Y'all sitting pretty. So y'all already know when spirit gets you, honey, listen, you get connected to spirit will tell you, no, you won't even feel right being with a man that you know that is not supposed to be in your life. You won't even be able to sleep at night. You won't even be able to do it no more. That time is over. I believe that we all have that time where you're in a relationship and you're trying to figure it out and you're trying to follow this man's lead and all of that. Okay, that's what we were taught, and we all have tried it that way. But I'm here to let you know that until you connect to spirit, your source, your creator, then whatever man, whatever relationship you're trying to get into, it ain't gonna be right. It ain't gonna be right. So that's why I know a lot of y'all just sitting pretty and y'all like, dang, I want to be with a man, but it ain't even like that intense feeling no more. Like in the beginning, when you're used to being in a relationship, yeah, you feel that intense feeling like you just want to be with somebody, because it's new. You're newly single and being by yourself, and you're used to being with somebody, or you're used to dating, you're used to living that life. But the more you keep choosing yourself, the more you keep showing up for yourself, the more you keep nurturing yourself, healing yourself, taking all these cleansing baths and fruit baths and, you know what I'm saying, goddess baths and all of this sun gazing and everything, and your energy is raising up, baby, you're working hard on yourself. So you ain't gonna never let some man come and muddy up that water, baby. You done got everything all cleaned up and you got spirit living within you too. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. The divine feminine, listen, y'all sitting pretty. I'm telling you, I know y'all sitting pretty right now. And if you are just now leaving an ex, or you have left an ex, you just are at the beginning phase. If you're still in that angry phase, if you're still in that phase where you want answers, you're just at the beginning phase, and everything that you feel, all that you feel is right. It's not saying that it's wrong for you to feel the way you feel, but there comes a point in time when it's like, okay, you no longer need answers. You no longer need clarity from that person, because spirit will tell you why this happened to you. And when you can accept it, then you can start to heal. You'll start the healing process, and life will become so much better for you when you release it and just let it go. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to say that. It just is what it is. I'm telling you, the divine feminine, baby, she is sharp. She is sharp. So all that soft life, we ain't soft. The divine feminine is not soft. She's like, you know how Claire Huxtable was? Yeah, Claire Huxtable. I love her. When I think about the divine feminine, that's what I think about. Felicia Rashad, Debbie Allen, all the greats, the sophisticated ladies. I wish they would talk more, because I know they probably just look at us today and just like, oh my God, I don't even want to deal with the young women of the world, But I wish they would talk more, because I know they have so much wisdom, and they just, they stay out of the way. A lot of them, they stay out of the way, the ones that are still living, but oh my God, they have so much wisdom. But remember how Claire Huxtable used to be? Like, she was very smart. She was a lawyer. So she was very smart, and she was sharp and everything, always dressed nice, hair done, looking fly. You know what I'm saying? Pretty smile, everything, right? But them kids knew, don't play with her. They knew. She'll give them a look. She'll tell somebody off in a minute, put that finger up in their face. They don't play with her. Don't play with her. I love it. I love it. So, we're learning to stand in our power. A lot of us, we thought that being the nice one, being the loving one, being the one that's always understanding, it's okay. Always been the one to say, it's okay, it's all right, and just forgive and forgive and forgive. We thought that was the way that we were supposed to be as a good woman. You be there for your man no matter what. You accept what it is no matter what. And that's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's that whole nice thing. Like, we're learning that nice people don't win in life. You do not win in life when you're always nice and thinking about somebody else and putting other people above yourself. That's not how you win in life. And I'm not saying that you push other people down, but I'm saying that when things are not right, you address them. You make a decision to remove things that are negative, that need to be removed. You do that, and you do it quickly. You don't even think about it. You just do what you got to do. And we're learning that. We're learning that as women because, society will teach us that if we stand up for ourselves or we speak up for ourselves, then we're being too dominant and too forceful. But no, baby, we got to say what we got to say too. All right? We have a voice too, and we have a lot to say. So say whatever it is that you need to say. If you have a conversation that you need to have with somebody and you're like, man, I don't want to say this because I know this is going to hurt somebody's feelings. It's either them or you. That's what I say. It's either them or you. Would you rather hold it in, whatever it is that you need to say? And I don't care who it is. If it's a mother that you feel like, okay, me and my mama really need to have this talk because this is on my chest. And it's going to come up. I'm telling you, you're on your healing journey. Things are going to come up and Spirit is going to start to reveal the truth to you about your mother. You've seen your mother one way your whole life. And then Spirit will start to tell you who she really is, how she really is, how she put you in a position that really affected you negatively. And you have to have that conversation with her and let her know how she made you feel. No more, Mama, I love you. I'm going to take care of you because you brought me in this world. No more of that. There's no more of that. It's, I need to have this conversation with you because what happened to me in my childhood, I feel like we need to address that. You need to have that conversation with your father if you can about the way he treated you, about what he did to you, about the way he made you feel. I've done it. And you can have forgiveness afterwards. Maybe you can still be connected to them or maybe not. Spirit will let you know. But if you have to release them, then you may have to do that. It's either them or you. The divine feminine knows that it's not about her. Everything you do when you're releasing everything and you're doing all this work is so that you can be a better person, so that you can get to your purpose, why you came here. So it's not even about the attachments and hurting people's feelings and all of that, breaking up with somebody and breaking somebody's heart and all this. It's not even about all of that. It's about you releasing and detaching the things that no longer serve you so that your spirit can be free to move. Remember, you're a spirit at the end of the day, and spirits are supposed to be free to move. So when we're guided to release things that no longer serve us, it's so that we can be free, so that we won't carry around anger and bitterness and being resentful for what we've been through. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. And the divine feminine understands that. So what is the divine feminine? She's a powerful woman. She's spiritually connected. She has no issue with releasing what does not serve her. For her greatest good, she is unapologetic about her healing and about moving forward. She knows that she's only here for a short time. She knows that she's here on a divine assignment. And every single soul that she encounters will be affected by her energy. So she makes a point to make sure that her energy is pure and clear so that the energy of all can flow to her and through her and into the lives of others. That's the divine feminine. Okay, cousin, y'all chime in. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What is the divine feminine to you? And also let me know, where are you at on your journey? Like, what stage do you believe you're at? Or do you believe you're at right now? Do you believe you're at the phase where you're just now beginning? You're still holding on to the hurt? Are you like, at that middle phase where you've let it go? You're doing your thing on your own, but you still have some ill feelings about some things you've been through in the past? Or are you at that next level where it's like that stuff don't even faze you no more? It don't even bother you. What you've been through, it's like water under the bridge. You don't even think about it like that. You see it as an opportunity to advance. So y'all let me know what it is that's going on with y'all. I need to know, okay? Because y'all know I'm nosy. Y'all my cousins. I need to know what's going on with y'all out there. All right, cousin. I love you so much, and I am here for you on your journey. Y'all hit me up. Join the spiritual alignment class so we can partner together. I love you, love you, love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, cousin. If you're interested in joining our powerful community of women supporting each other through our healing and transformation journey, make sure that you look for the Lighthouse ATL on all social media platforms: YouTube, TikTok, not on Instagram, but Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere else. Look for the Lighthouse ATL, okay? You do not have to do it on your own. We are done with these solo dolo missions, okay? We're going to work together. We're going to heal together. We're going to cry together. We're going to laugh together. We're going to travel together. Listen, join our level up movement, and I will see you soon. Bye.